Welcome back to the Gobby Gaffer and part 20 of this year's Grassroots to Goal Boots, starting here at Rochdale AFC, and this challenge of getting them into the promised land, yes, the championship where Rochdale have never been before in the whole history. And today, well, we have good news and bad news. What would you like to hear first? The good news? The good news is I've got a new 3-year contract, 2,200 a week. The board think I'm the best thing since sliced bread, and I agree with them. The bad news, however, is, we're failing FFP, the dreaded FFP. Yes, we're failing it, and we've been put under a transfer embargo. Absolutely brilliant. I am trying to move 1 or 2 players out, which might drop us down. I don't know how this has happened, to be quite honest, because the last time I looked, we're £1,000 under the ceiling for the transfer. I think it's 54,000 we're allowed to spend. We were only on 53,000. Now we're £240 over. Not quite sure how that's happened. I desperately need a goalkeeper. The chances of getting one in January, pretty slim now. In fact, probably nil. So there I was, playing my off-camera games. I thought, right, we're at the 16th of December now. I'll just play a couple more games, get us into the January transfer window, and then I'll come back and we'll discuss transfers. Well, that's if I can do any. Think again. We actually have 16th of December, bearing in mind, we actually have another 6 games before the end of December. Yes, you heard it right. 6 games. In the whole time I've been playing Football Manager, I don't think I've ever played that number of games in such a short period. Let's have a look. So going back to those last 2 games that we watched, Watford and Oxford, 4-1 and 4-0. We then followed that up with an off-camera game against Gillingham away from home. And, a 2-2 draw, and we just about scraped that one. Then we played Barrow, another one of those bonkers with bells on games. Yep, 4-4 FA Cup second round. It was a draw. Went to a replay. Need a replay at the moment? A hole in the head. Absolutely. Not the greatest, not the greatest of results. And we could have done with tying that game up. We were actually in the lead 4 times in that game and threw it away every time. Then we played Bradford City at home, 4-2 win in that one. And if you notice at the moment in the goals against column, yes, we are letting a lot of goals in again at the moment. I don't know whether this is down to the young kid Beach, whether he's, I've said this before about you bring a young player in, they play amazingly for 2 or 3 games and show some real potential, but then you do have to nurse them, take them out of the team. You see all the top managers, Gobby Gaffer, top manager. You see all the top managers doing that, don't you? Unfortunately, because my first choice goalkeeper, Thomas, it was out injured. That's why Beach came in. But then he came back and Beach was keeping him out of the team. But then Thomas got injured again. Have I got another injury-prone player on my hands? I don't know. I'm not sure. But we do need a goalkeeper, I think, because as you can see here, we are leaking goals. So 2 goals we leaked against Bradford, although we did win the game 4-2. Then we played Rotherham away from home. A disappointing 3-2 away loss in that one. The replay against Barrow was at home. Nice, comfortable 4-1 win, although we did concede again in that one. I wish we could have done the 4 goals in the first. Well, actually, we did do 4 goals in the first one. I wish we could have stopped the goals going in our net in the first game, because we could have done without that replay. And then we played Bradford City again, this time in the league, and a very narrow 1-0, but importantly, a clean sheet, and I have brought Thomas back in goal. Although he has played 2 or 3 games now, and we are still leaking goals, even with him in goal. So a couple of home games for you today. We've got Gillingham and Bristol Rovers. and we really do need to stop that ball hitting the back of our net and start scoring some goals at the other end. Although, to be fair, we're doing okay with that. It's just the defence, and I think I'm going to tweak the formation, the tactic a little bit. I think we're going to go to a bit of a boring tactic, which I don't like playing boring tactics, but I've got to try and do something to stop this ball going in our net. So the league table has looked better this season, but you know, as you can see, we are conceding a few points. We're losing 1 or 2 games, so we're not as consistent as I would like us to be. But we are in 6th place. We've played 22 games, and we have 39 points at the moment. So obviously, no danger of us winning the league. I never thought we would do, but we're doing all right. We're quite nicely placed, and I'm reasonably happy at the moment. This FFP transfer embargo, though, is very, very worrying. And talking about FFP, as we can see here on the finances page, we are nearly $500,000 in the red in the bank now, and that is not ideal. We really do need to start putting some money in the bank, and the home gates are coming up, but not by enough. The cup runs, well, the FA Cup could be the one. We are in the 3rd round, but we're at home against Birmingham. We could have done with that game being away at an Arsenal or a United or whatever, just to try and get that money in. Home games, not that great. And Birmingham at the moment are flying fairly high in Sky Bet League One. So that is going to be a tough game. And if we get knocked out of the FA Cup, that could be the last chance to earn any decent money. And, you know, with the summer transfer window coming up, where I would like to try and strengthen again this FFP 54,000 cap. We did have a look in one of the previous episodes at what other teams in Sky Bet League One are spending on wages, and we are right down at the bottom of that league table. I'm beginning to see why Rochdale have never been in the Championship. The finances of this club are a bit of a car crash. And as you can see there, the wage budget. Our wage budget is 61,180. We're currently spending nearly 64,000. Although I actually have sold a player who's going in January. And that player is Kendra Simmons, and the 24-year-old striker that I brought in was doing really well for us, but obviously with new acquisitions, and he was got a bit of a grumpy on about some of the new players that came in, and straight away he was unhappy, and he was causing problems in the dressing room. So my usual formula for that is, well, I mean, if they're a very, very good player, it's very difficult. But at the end of the day, you know, we all know with Football Manager, it's morale manager. You need to keep that morale manager right up at the top as best as you can. So unfortunately, Simmons has had to go, and he is going in January. But we have 6 games to play before then. Yes, 6 games. And I think it's about time we get stuck into one. Let's go and play Gillingham, and let's see if we can keep the ball out of our net and stick some goals in at the other end. And let's have a quick look at this new formation and tactic. It's not massively different from what we were playing, but I'm just trying to keep it a little bit tighter at the back. Well, welcome along for this game against Gillingham, and one or two little things to note here for any new players who are tuning in. If you notice here, I've got 5 players there. Well, there's 6 with Raheem Harper, but 5 players who are on a promise. And basically that means I've had to promise them. They've come, they've knocked on my door, not getting enough game time, boss. I've had to promise them some game time. So there's 6 players there. 7 actually, I just noticed another one. So all right, Tyrese Francois. So I've got 7 players who I've got to be playing. Otherwise, they're going to have a grumpy. The teammates might agree with them. The morale drops, and then you're going to struggle to win games. And the other thing that's happened as well is Gilligan, my backup defensive midfield player, he's not been playing recently because he's unhappy, and his morale is only fair. You've got to be really, really careful with all of this kind of stuff because, like I say, you want your team's morale to be as high as it can possibly be. and the cohesion has to be there, otherwise you're not going to win games. And I am wondering whether this has got, my conceding goals has got nothing to do at all with the goalkeeper or the defensive formation or anything. It's more to do with the fact that I have got players I've got one eye on the fact that I should be playing. My morale's here at the moment. If I get the game time, it'll go up here. But at the moment, I've got one eye on. So you've got to be really careful. Anyway, let's go into this game. So we've got Thomas back in goal again. Beach has now been put on the bench, and I'm not quite sure. I think he will be a tremendous goalkeeper one day. But Thomas in goal, back four of Baines, Shering, Lavelle and John. And the other thing I'm having to do at the moment as well is rotate an awful lot. So trying to get this balance right between rotating, promises, unhappy players. There's a lot of things being thrown my way at the moment, and I'm juggling so many balls in game. It's unreal. But anyway, so we're going to play with a 4-3-3 today and just try and keep it a bit tighter in the middle of the park. So we've got Diallo as the ball-winning midfield player, Cornes and Inchy in the middle, Tavares and Kelly on the wings, but they are both cutting in, and we've got Turner Cook up front today. Not ideal. He can score a goal. He can definitely score a goal, but Sinclair very, very tired, and he's our leading goal scorer. He definitely knows where the back of the net is, but a very rotated team today. Let's see how we can do. And we're underway, and Gillingham in a very snazzy pink kit. But they do get the first highlight, so they're going to try and build from the back, and we need to try and keep it as tight as we possibly can. We're playing with a mid-block at the moment, but I can move that back or forwards. I like to try and start a game with everything set in the middle, and then if I need to, I can move things up or down. I don't like to be, too high up the pitch, too low, because then it's difficult to move things around. But at the moment, it's looking a little bit lacklustre. Nearly 10 minutes on the clock. We've had one shot, which is not ideal. So I think I'm going to give the lads a bit of encouragement. Yeah, we're going to give the lads a bit of encouragement. Cornes, who can take an absolutely beautiful corner. And there is the proof. He does that so many times off camera. Cornes takes one of the best corners I've seen. And set piece coach is doing a brilliant job with him. Cornes there, straight onto Baines' head, who's coming at left wing back today. The young kid, I can't remember his name offhand, but the young kid was pronounced injured just before the game. You always get one of those, don't you? Just before the game, you always get an injury, and unfortunately, it was to the young kid. Belongo, obviously, he can play at left back, but he's very, very tired as well. I'll be very surprised if we get to the end of December without a huge injury list, because we're playing a game every 2 or 3 days, and it's not doable, is it really? So just leading into half time now, 12 shots, 3 on target, but Gillingham do get and one of the things I have noticed as well is that the goals that we've been conceding are being scored by teams who have done absolutely nothing in the match at all. And there's a perfect example. Gillingham done nothing in this game at all. We've had 12 shots, 3 on target. We've been all over them. And then just before half time, when it really matters most, we concede that goal. And it's now back to 1-1, and we've conceded a goal again. So even the 4-3-3 is not stopping the ball going in the back of the net. Highlight from the kickoff. These can usually go one of 2 ways. I mean, it'd be very, very nice to go in at 2-1, but the problem at the moment is I don't have any confidence that we're just going to, that we're going to keep the ball out of the back of the net. We're just conceding at will. It's just ridiculous. And this could actually go 2-1 to Gillingham here. They've not been in the game at all. Oh, and very nearly. So I'm going to give the lads a bit of a flea in the rear. They are going to get, what was that? Sort yourselves out. And let's have a look. We have got 1 or 2 very tired looking players. Kyle John at right back. I don't know. I mean, probably, although I'm being quite hard on the players, probably this is the reason why we're letting goals in, because the whole team is just absolutely shattered. And by the end of December, well, I have no idea what the treatment room is going to look like. Let's get into the second half. Let's see whether we can actually nick a winner in this game. Gillingham have had 3 shots, only 1 on target, and that 1 on target actually hit the back of the net. But anyway, we're pushing forward now. Lavelle to Inchy. So Inchy is going to play this ball down the wing, is it? Yes, he is. Kyle John there is going to play that in. We've hit the post. And Inchy now picks the ball up again. Coming down that side, puts the ball in the box. And that header by Turner Cook is just over the bar. So I'm just stepping it up a notch. We have gone attacking now. The young kid Kelly now with the ball. Nice ball through the centre. Lovely touchdown ball to Tavares. Tavares shoots. And that was very, very unlucky from Tavares. Very, very nearly found that top corner. 61 minutes and we've gone back to something that resembles what I normally play. So Sinclair has come on up top. I didn't really want to have to play him. I wanted to give him a rest, but we need a goal from somewhere. So Sinclair has come up top. Kelly very, very tired. Jude Boyd, who has yet to impress me, I have to say, has come on the right wing, and Bernard has come on at right wing back. And my wing backs are now going to push on. I always find in Football Manager the best form of defence is, well, actually, don't defend. Attack. The more you attack, the more it keeps the opposition at bay. And sometimes it doesn't work. Most times it does, and you will score the goal. Whether we will today, I don't know. The tiredness in the camp, I think, is becoming a real issue. XG 2.09, 16 shots and 3 on target. Corness now, wonderful left foot. And that was very, very nearly found the top corner. I think in this game, we should have been 3 or 4 goals to the good by now. We played really well when it's come to that final third. And we've just been a little bit unlucky. And there's another header that goes just over the bar. Corness again, very, very straight this one. This could go in the top corner. Put it to the right of the keeper. And we've hit the post. That's twice we've hit the post in the game now as well. Tavares there, bit of a speed merchant. Sinclair there. And that header goes straight into the goalkeeper's arms. And now it's Gillingham's turn. So what are Gillingham going to do now? Very, very poor in this game, Gillingham, but at the moment they're taking a point home with them. Lavelle picks a very, very loose ball up and just gives it to MacArthur and says, "They are, have a do, mate." And he puts the ball in the back of the net. We're losing 2-1 now. The writing's on the wall a little bit at the moment, I feel. Things are just not going right. We've hit the post twice in the game. We've had 3 shot-stroke headers that have just skimmed the crossbar. And Gillingham, I mean, let's have a look at what the Gillingham stats are when it comes back on. Gillingham have had 4 shots, 2 on target, both of them that hit the back of the net. I just feel like the writing's on the wall at the moment. Whatever we do is not coming off. Tavares now in the box. He's going to shoot. And the keeper makes a brilliant save. Wouldn't you know it? Yeah, that keeps that shot out of the back of the net. So their goal is leading a very, very charmed life. Corness with another header there. Tavares is going to chase this one down, pick the ball up. Is he going to have a run or is he going to play it to the right wing? Bernard now. And that comes to nothing. And unfortunately there, even the highlights that look like they're going to be a highlight end up not being a highlight. Tavares though does come away with the ball. Diallo now, ball forward to Jude Boyd. Turner Cook, can he fire that in? He's gone very, very wide with that now. Jude Boyd again. Fires into the back of the net. Jude Boyd there, is that standing? It's been given as an own goal. So it looks very much like it got a nick off one of their defenders. Let's just have a quick look at this again. Turner Cup there, goes very, very deep. Jude Boyd hits it, and it looks like that was maybe headed into his own net. 10 minutes of the game left. At last two changes. Gilligan has come on as the ball-winning midfield player. Don't really want to play Gilligan at the moment because he's got a grumpy on, but there's not a lot I can do. And the young kid, Ismail was his name. I was searching for his name before, couldn't think what it was. Ismail has come on the left side. He's a terrific young player and he's on an attack mentality. Can he make the difference and get that ball in the box? So let's have a look. Although, having said that, it would not at all surprise me if Gillingham didn't come away and score the winner. 27 shots we've had in this game. 27 shots to Gillingham's 4. Nicely picked up by Bernard there though. Ball to Sinclair, all on his own. He needs some support. He pushes the ball forward though, has a bit of a run, and the keeper once again pulls out a terrific save to deny Sinclair. Are we actually ever going to get ourselves in front in this game? And we have conceded another 2 again. So something somewhere is wrong. I'm guessing it's tiredness. I don't know. And we're running through to the end of the game now. Let's just go on very attacking as the game comes to an end. Cornes now. Oh, plays the ball on. The keeper makes. Would you believe it? Would you believe it? Point blank. And the keeper makes another terrific save. And Gillingham, who have been pretty awful, go away with a point. That is quite ridiculous, if I'm honest. And I think if there was ever a perfect indication of what's happening to Rochdale at the moment, that game summed it up. There's been too many games like that, conceding far too many goals. The ball will just not go in the net at the other end, or at least not, we need it to go in more times than it's going in at our end. It just will not hit the back of the net. We hit the post twice. The keeper had an absolute blinder to keep them in the game. We could have won it there at the death 3-2, but the keeper pulled out a point-blank save, even holding on to the ball. Holding on to the ball from point-blank. When do you ever see that? In Football Manager, that's where you see it. Let's move on. Let's get into the next game. It's another home game. We'll see you in the dugout. Well, welcome back to this game against 23rd placed Bristol Rovers. There can be a bit of a banana skin, these teams who are in the relegation area, because they're fighting for their lives. So, you would expect a decent game out of them. But I would have expected to win this game quite easily. We do need to keep that ball out of the back of our net, and at the moment nothing that I'm doing is making that happen. The team is Thomas in goal, back four of Bolongo, Baines, Graham and John. The midfield three, Francois, Inchy and Harper. Kelly has switched onto the left wing today. Devante Rodney is coming on the right wing, and Sinclair is back up top. And again, we do have one or two tired players, and it's kind of, again, it's rotation. It's going to be very, very tough till the end of... Well, to be honest, it's going to be very, very tough till the end of the season. But we need to get through this period till the end of December. And even after this game, we've still got another 4 games to play. It's the 20th of December. Oh, my word. So 15 minutes into the game. We haven't started particularly well again in this game. And the first highlight we get is Bristol Rovers and a ball headed just over the bar. Both teams have only had one shot at the moment. I think we are going to go attacking, and let's push them on. We'll give them a little bit of encouragement. And can that make a difference? The XG is 0.33 now. We've had 2 shots and 1 on target. And just coming up to half-time, we do get our first highlight of the game. Francois there swings the ball in, but that's headed out. And Kelly there fires the ball like a rocket. It's in the back of the net, and we're 1-0 up. And nicely taken this from the young kid. The ball looped into the penalty area. Baines, I think it was there, and Kelly, an unstoppable shot. The keeper did get his hands to it, but just could not stop that shot going in the back of the net. And with 4 shots, 2 on target, that brings the half-time whistle. And of course, Bristol Rovers done absolutely nothing in this game up to now, but I think we're just going to say that to them. Let's have a quick look and see. So Tyrese Sinclair now is injured. This is very, very difficult. We're going to have to bring Turner Cook on. I don't want to play him through an injury. So Turner Cook, who is not fully fit himself, is having to come on. And believe me, these 4 extra games in December now being played off camera, I am not looking forward to playing those. So 65 minutes and we get the next highlights. Graham at the back, plays to Baines. Baines, who is, I don't think he's good enough for this league, if I'm honest. And there we see a very short pass, and that's given away. But Bolongo there recovers the ball, and Baines's blushes have been, relieved a little bit. So Inchy is now injured. So Francois coming forward now. Ball out to Kelly on this left-hand side. So Kelly, who scored our goal in the game up to now. Kelly, a little ball inside there. Francois back to Bolongo. Inside to Kelly. Can he do it again? And for the second game on the trot, we've hit the post. 71 minutes, the team's looking absolutely shattered now. Jude Boyd has come on, Hilton in midfield and Bernard at right back. And I think I might just put my wing backs defending now as full backs. Let's not have them chasing up and down the wings, because that's just basically tiring them out. And we do come back to a free kick here. Francois, ball over this. Oh, that was a nice header from Jude Boyd. Just come on the pitch. And that's 2 games, I think, on the trot now that he's scored in from either wing. So that's very nice. 2-0. Can we keep a clean sheet? Can we keep a clean sheet? That's the important thing now. So I've just dropped down to a cautious mentality. I've given the lads some praise, and that seems to have cheered them all up immensely. 5 minutes of time added on, and a game that we really should be winning against Bristol Rovers. We've done just that with a 2-0 win. And I've just given all the lads a real big pat on the back there. I think at the moment we all need to be pulling together. Tiredness in the camp, but can we overturn that tiredness? And a nice pat on the back just gives the lads a little bit of a lift. And the league is all over the place with regards to games played. There's some teams who have played 25 games, some have only played 23. We played 24, we're in 6th place, 43 points. It's very tight round there though, 6th, 7th, 8th. There's not a lot in it. Well, actually, there's only 1 point in it. So another 4-point episode. I did say at the beginning of the season, if every episode was a 4-point episode, we would probably end up in the right area of the league. And at the moment, the board are still saying avoid relegation. We're doing much better than that. That's why I've got a new contract. I think I'm exceeding expectations. Well, by miles, really. But we do need to stop this ball hitting the back of the net. I mean, our goalkeepers, central defenders, is it tiredness? Is it inability? I don't know. But we don't really have the money to go out and buy, bring better players in. And the transfer embargo imposed by the FFP rules, well, I mean, that is helping no ends, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, not a bad episode. 4 points. We need to keep going. 4 games now before the end of December. We'll see you in January for the next episode. Hopefully, we'll have sorted this transfer embargo out. And Simmons is going £1,300 off the wages. So that might help us get back into the black as far as FFP goes. We'll see you very shortly. It's a very, very interesting save this with Rochdale. And I can see why Rochdale have always been in trouble. This is not an easy team to manage. We'll see you shortly.